Hello and welcome to the channel and welcome to this match play game. No, it's not a match play game. It's the Army Showcase. It's my Black Legion Crusade Army Showcase. So I did one of these a while back with my Tyranids and people commented saying, can you do one with your Chaos? So, Chaos. So as we all know, the Chaos Space Marine credits has come out and they will now have 2 wounds. Yay! But yeah, I mean, this is my Black Legion force with added bits. We'll go through it in some detail in just a moment. But yeah, before I get started, if you like the content on the channel, smash the like button. If you want to see more content, hit subscribe. I normally do battle reports every week, but I'm doing an army showcase this week, so there we go. And if you want to follow the channel more, you can follow Heretic Day 40k on Instagram and Patreon. So yeah, that's me. That's the channel. And this is my Black Legion force. So yeah, there's a lot here. I've been clipping Chaos for about 25 years on and off. So you'll see some very old things here as well as some new. And essentially I've got Abaddon and the Black Legion. And then I've actually got a section for each Chaos God. Plus some other bits. So yeah, I mean, I suppose the best thing to do is to obviously start with Abaddon the Despoiler himself. So there he is, he's an absolute boss. He is the War Master, and he's standing on a Dark Angel, because most of the time I'm playing Dark Angels, so that's always fun to put Dark Angels on my Chaos models, and you'll find Dark Angels helmets around quite a lot as well. But Dark Angels are kind of Chaos, so if anything I've got Chaos Guy standing on Chaos Guy there, so that's that. And then sort of beside him, I've got a load of Black Legion characters. So to his left, I have a Terminator Lord and a Sorcerer Lord on that side. Really like these models. And I've actually given this guy the Black Mace because that's just cool. So that's them. And then on this side, I've got a few other characters. I've got a Dark Apostle. I have a couple of Sorcerers. And a Chaos Lord, crowning the Relentless with the Blade of the Relentless. So that's them. That's the characters. And then as I sort of go back through the Black Legion section, got Obliterators, old and new. The new ones are a bit more chunky than the old ones, and they look so much better. They look absolutely glorious in comparison. So yeah, Obliterators, don't leave home without those. Loads of Terminators, old and new, all with different weapons and things. But that's cool now because the cursed weapons are a thing, so you don't have to worry about chain axes and mauls and pair axes and claws and all the rest of it. All the same, so that's cool. Big blob of Terminators. Love giving the big blob of Terminators the black rune for -1 wound. That's really cool. And they actually have 3 wounds now, so yay! Everyone's celebrating. Over the side, this little section here is my Chosen. So I've got some from the Dark Vengeance set from, I can't remember what edition it was now, 6th, 7th edition, can't remember, Dark Vengeance. The same box set that came with this Chaos Lord. It also came with some Chosen, and I've got some other Chosen in here as well, like old metal ones with fists and things. And quite a few of my older models, I've actually got shoulder pads from other legions, because when you used to get the old blister packs for the metal minis, they used to come with different shoulder pads, and you can put like different legion shoulder pads on them. So some of the Black Legion here are actually from World Eaters and other legions, which is quite cool. So loads of Chosen there with different weapons and melters and plasmas and fists and claws and things. Behind them I've got my Legionnaires. Some old, some new, some very, very old. I've got some here from like, you know, 1st edition sort of Space Crusade sort of time. I've got some of the sort of 2nd, 3rd edition Marines. And then I've got some of the slightly newer ones, I think from like Blackstone Fortress and things. So a nice mixture of Marines from different times. You know, some from way back just after the heresy and some sort of in later times, because they've been in the warp for a very long time and they've been fighting a very long war. So a nice mixture of Marines from different times. Looks quite good in my opinion. Continuing going through the Black Legion section, on this side I have some Warp Talons and a Lord with Jump Back and Claws, who's like Lord of the Warp Talons as far as I'm concerned. So they look pretty cool, really like those. They're really nice now as well actually in terms of rules. But I've always really liked the look of them. They're really cool. I got this box when it literally first came out many years ago. I haven't actually got any raptors yet because I don't really care about raptors, but Warthounds are cool. Jumpy dudes with claws that look like Wolverine. Like it, like them. They're cool. Going over here, lots of old school bikes. And I've even got a bike on Lord on bike with a plasma gun. He's actually got a power fist as well. Unfortunately, they didn't bring back the old Lord on bike option, so he's still a legend, but he's an absolute legend if you ask me. He's cool. Like guys with Lords with jump packs, but let's not mention those. What else have I got here? I've got a Rhino. You all know what a Rhino is. I've got an old school Predator with also cannon and las cannons. That's the old one with the old metal sponsons and turret things. Very old. I've got a Land Raider. Everyone knows what a Land Raider is. It's big, it's cool, it carries loads of dudes, and it's tough to kill. And it's even tougher to kill now because they're now toughness 9, which is a bit insane, but there we go. And it now also has D6 plus 2 on the las cannons for damage, which is nice. Still not entirely convinced they're actually worth the points, but there's a Land Raider. Another Rhino. We know what rhinos are, we've just seen one. They're a rhino, it's transport. Some people think rhinos are animals in the wild, but no, they're actually tanks. So that's a Rhino. I've got a Hellbrute here with Mighty Melter and Fist. Also from the Dark Vengeance box, actually, so there's him. And then over this side, I've got another Hellbrute slash Dreadnought, because it's an old school one. It's an old metal one with plasma cannon and fist. He's very heavy. Behind the vehicles here, I've got a Wartsmith. It's the older Wartsmith, so he's fine cast. But I really like the look of the old one, actually, to be fair. I think he looks quite cool. The new one looks a bit weird because his cloak's really long. He's got a really weirdly shaped base. But yeah, Wartsmith, they're actually quite good now as well. They can actually, give vehicles +1 a hit and things. But they're basically a Tech Marine, whereas previously they were pretty pants, let's be honest. Got a Forge Ring with triple plasma. I got this when they first came out many years ago. They are just so cool. They look absolutely fantastic with all the trim and the things. They look so cool, so I had to get one. They used to be amazing at killing Terminators, and they kind of are again now. No, the plasma cannons have got better, so it's back to being a Terminator killer, so that's good. In the middle here, what have I got here? I have got a Chaos Heretic Renegade Baneblade, basically. So it's a Baneblade. That's black and gold and things. Don't ask me how long it took to paint all the rivets on it. There are far too many to count. There's a Chaos Baneblade. So it's essentially a Baneblade. I've put loads of Chaos bits on, so like the things at the end of the barrels on the guns to make them look cool. And I've put a couple of the Forge Fiend plasma bits on the bigger guns to make them look cool. Some marks of Chaos, some spiky bits. Yeah, it's a Chaos Baneblade. It's just absolutely awesome. I just love the Baneblade tanks. I just think they look absolutely awesome, so I just had to get one and make one. So there we go, a Chaos Baneblade. Moving across here, I have a Contemptor Dreadnought. It's the Sons of Horus one, because they don't do a Black Legion one, but Black Legion kind of are Sons of Horus, so there we go. Full las cannons and missile launchers, because what's wrong with full las cannons and missile launchers? Nothing. Not interested in Volkite, boring, everyone does that. No thank you, I love some las cannons. And back here I have a Doredio. The video killed Doredio Star, but not today because he's here. Doredio Dreadnought with the autocannons, heavy bolters, and the missile launchers, because you just can't have too much DACA, really, when it comes to a Doredio Dreadnought. I really like him. He's cool. Used to be really good at killing Marines until Armour of Contempt came around. So, yeah, that's a thing. But less about Armour of Contempt, the better. I think it should be a rule. Over here I've got Leviathan Dreadnought with a Gravflux Bombard, because it's just awesome. The Volkite guns, yes, I've got some Volkite guns, but it's them or heavy flamers, so yeah, not interested in flamers on a Dreadnought as far as I'm concerned. And I've got the Fist, which is a drill with a melter gun in it, which is just insane at just destroying vehicles. And of course the 300 kilo missiles on the top. He's a chunky boy, he's always good fun. And then what else have I got here? I've got at the back, I've got some Havocs in the ruins, shooting out the ruins, because they're Havocs. Some very old school models there. Las cannons, missile launchers, heavy bolters, auto cannons and things. And then moving over to the other side at the back, you may have seen them sneaking about in the ruins earlier. I've got Cypher and his fallen angels. Yes, because they're kind of chaos, aren't they? Maybe. So they're sneaking away at the back, joining in the party. Because, you know, sneaky. He might disappear in a minute, Cypher. You never know. He's a bit mysterious. Yeah, so that's the Black Legion central bit done. What have we got over here? We have Fabius Bile, or Fabulous Bill. He's quite cool. He, you know, makes units tougher or stronger or a bit more angry with injecting them with a needle. But to be honest, if you got injected with a needle, you'll probably get a bit angry too. So there you go, that's him. And of course, he's next to the Emperor's Children section, because, you know, he's kind of Emperor's Children. So there we go. So the Emperor's Children / Slaanesh section. Lucius the Eternal, because, you know, he's cool. And yeah, 2 units of 6 Noise Marines, because, you know, Slaanesh with all the noise weapons and things. And of course, we've got the guy with the guitar, because he's cool. So yeah, that's the Slaanesh section. Lucius the Eternal is really cool now in the new book. I felt that he's got fight first, he can make something fight last. And he's pretty much a boss in combat for his points, to be honest, especially against Marines and things. So yeah, he's really cool. Behind them, I've got to the Thousand Sons Tzeentch contingent. So I've got Ahriman, of course, it's a very old Ahriman, but there we go, that's him. A Demon Prince of Tzeentch. And 2 bricks of Rubric Marines. I really like Rubric Marines. I just really like the look of them. I think they look absolutely awesome. And they're not bad on the tabletop either, to be fair. They're fairly tough. Fairly good at shooting. And, you know, Psychic's always good. So there we go. That's the Tzeentch section. And of course, it's nowhere near the Khorne section, because, you know, Khorne doesn't like Psychers. So there we go. Essentially, I've got millions of Berserkers. I think I've got enough for about 4 units of 8 or something. And of course, I've got the angry man himself, Khan the Betrayer. So yeah, that's very old school Khan. And I've got a couple of champions and things with plasma pistols. And of course, an icon for every sort of unit of gods. I do have icons. So I've got icon of Slaanesh, I've got icons of Flame, icon of Wrath, or whatever it used to be called. So yeah, loads of angry Berserkers, which obviously the World Eaters Codex hasn't come out yet, but even in the index, they're still very, very choppy. So I'm looking forward to the World Eaters Codex. That's my Khorne section. Don't forget your cornflakes. And then I've got the Death Guard, or Nurgle section, sort of keeping their distance from everyone else, really, because they're quite smelly. Nobody really wants to get near them. So of course I've got Typhus, the first captain of the Death Guard. And he's standing on a Black Templar, actually, which is interesting, because, you know, we all know that, you know, Black Legion don't like Black Templars, or Black Templars don't like Black Legion. So Typhus, being Abaddon's sort of, you know, little minion, has been off fighting some Black Templars, apparently. So that's Typhus. He's cool with his little Nurgling. And then I've got a bunch of Plague Marines. I've got enough for like 2 units of 7 with like a spare or 2. I really like the new Plague Marine models, actually. They're quite nice. And I've essentially given every single Plague Marine a different loadout, because why not? So yeah, you know, I've got flails, I've got plague spewers, axes, plasma gun, melter gun, knives, axes, you name it, they've all got it. And of course I've got the icon of decay, or whatever it is. So yeah, that's the Nurgle section. So Nurgle, Khorne / Tzeentch, Black Legion down the middle. And yeah, that's my Black Legion force in terms of rules and things. Yeah, like I said, I really like the Black Rune on Terminators. That's just absolutely cool. I haven't actually tried the God units with a Black Legion list yet. I sort of, you know, I've played with World Eaters, I've played with Death Guard, I've played with Thousand Sons, I've played with Emperor's Children, but not as part of a Black Legion yet. So I might do that at some point, see how that works. But obviously they won't get the Legion traits and they won't be troops. But maybe they'll be an interesting choice. So yeah, I like Terminators. Obliterators, I don't know what to make of obliterators, to be honest, in the new codex. They can be really good. I think they're better at killing hordes than they are at killing elite infantry or vehicles now. But they can still be a problem. I still think the best way to run them, at least with Black Legion, is to deep strike them. And then they'll just shoot whatever's nearest to them and hit on 2s at least. And then they'll just sort of work their way back from where they land, really. If you try and walk them down the middle of the board, yeah, you can have a master of possession with them, but they've only got 24-inch range, so, you know, and most people, if they're clever, will deploy in such a way they're hidden. So even if you can get in range, you probably can't see things to shoot at anyway, and then they're just going to get shot before they really get a chance to do much. And obviously, you know, if you don't go first and you hide them on the board, then people can either ignore them because they've got short range, or just, if they've got decent indirect fire like the guard, just blow them to bits before they do anything. So I think obliterators are best used in deep strike, to be perfectly honest. I still think the obliterated deep strike bomb is a thing, especially with Black Legion with a +1 hit nearest thing. But maybe for other sort of legions, they could be useful for other things as well. In terms of characters and things, yeah, like I said, I like giving this Lord the Blade of the Relentless. It's a really cool power sword that does mortal wounds. That's really cool. Dark Apostle, I quite like giving him either the Black Mace, but I quite like giving him the Cloak of Conquest with Black Legion to make things OBSEC. Because then you can make a big brick of Terminators and a bad OBSEC walking down the middle of the board. That's always cool. Chosen, not sure what to make of Chosen yet. I've used them a few times. Them having 3 wounds is nice, and being able to go into Rhino and things. But they still die fairly easily, even if you put the Black Rune on Chosen. So I'm still not sure what the best way to run Chosen is, or maybe just not to run Chosen. I don't know. Because I thought, you know, you could put them in a Rhino and use them as shock troops. Treat them as like 3 wound berserkers, you know, they get out the Rhino and murder things, but berserkers are cheaper and they're actually better in combat. Okay, they've got 1 less wound, but like I said, the Chosen can still fall over fairly easily anyway. So, yeah, not sure what to think on them just yet. Sorcerers, I really like Sorcerers now, having 2 casts and 2 denies. That's really cool. And some of the psychic relics are really nice, like the Eye of Zinch and the Liber Hereticus. They're really nice. I haven't got a Master of Possession, if anyone's wondering. I'm probably not interested in getting one. I just don't really like the model. You know, I'm not someone who gets models because of rules. I'm someone who gets models because I think they're cool. Because rules change and looks do not. Well, I suppose actually this is evidence that things do change how they look over time, but not by much, I wouldn't say. You know, if you look at the Chaos Marine here, for example, back from Space Crusade, and look at one from Black Fortress, it's not a massive difference. In terms of how he looks, it's just a bit cleaner, nicer model of the same look, really. And speaking of new models, obviously the Berserkers are coming out soon. They look like these ones, they're just cleaner, nicer models of them. You know, I've even got some proper old school ones. I still think they look cool. So, you know, go for what you think's cool, people, is my advice. And then if you're not getting everything, then you get everything, and then you can pick what you like when the rules get good. Like bikes, for example, I think they're quite good now, having 3 wounds and things. They can be really annoying units, and give them chainsaws, and they can be quite choppy in combat and be very quick. So, you know, rules change, looks do not. But yes, this is my Black Legion. I hope you've enjoyed looking at it. If you've got any questions or any comments, then feel free to comment below. And I always try and get back on my comments and reply. So if you've got any questions about Chaos as a whole, whether it's rules or models or any questions about my collection here, then yeah, feel free to ask away. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next one.